It's been a long time since I've used anything like this, but I remember as a kid I was really into them, the whole color changing marker thing. But I don't know what the brand was that I used, but everyone watching this video has used them and knows what I'm talking about. So I went on eBay and I found every kind of magic marker that I could find, and today I'm gonna play around and see, do they live up to the nostalgia? Stay tuned to find out. I think these look the most familiar to me. Did you ever see these around? Does this look familiar to you? Yeah. Let's give this a go. There's something catching my attention. It's tickling my familiarity bells. That's not a saying. So what do we have on the box here? This looks to just be erasable markers. This doesn't seem to be color changing. So let's have a bit of a play here. I'm going to do a dog. Do a big cartoony smile. Do that thing where I can't help it. Make the expression when I'm drawing the expression. This is a doggy. Let's go with a basic brown. This is actually going down pretty nice. Obviously they're like water-based. I don't know. They're not like alcohol markers, so they won't blend, but they're not like tearing up the page as I lay it down like cheap water-based markers do. I guess they're magic-based. Definitely. Oh, wait. I was colouring outside of that highlight area. I'm just going to fill it in. Oops, I filled it in. I'm going to see if I can erase that later. Yeah. All right, this is it. You ready? It's magic time. Let's start off with the highlights. What are you going to do? Ooh, that's pretty magic. But the more I lay down, the more rough the page gets. It definitely does sort of soak up and then loosen the page. What do you call it? The follicles? For text surface? Stuff. Can I like do like really quick simple edges just as like a stylistic thing, or is it just plain old erase? It's plain old erase. That's effective though. I don't know what the practical uses are, but that does look better like that than it did with the flat colors. So cool. Now this is just our dabble. We're going to get a little more intense later with our favorite kind of markers. We're going to test them one at a time to figure out which ones they will be. Let's go on to pack 2. Now what do these pens proclaim to do? Change one color to another. Write top secret. Only revealed when you want them to be. Does it have both? It has both! Whoa. Now we've seen the erasables in action, so let's have a go at the color swappers and let's do something a little more gnarly. We've done cutesy, let's get vicious. Got a bit of a demonic character here. He looks pretty cool. Let's get a little wrinkly. Let's get a little bit pussy and gross. He's still more like comic book than anything too realistic or gritty, but a way cooler, more gnarly experiment. And speaking of experiment, let's actually get to shading. And they're still really lame colors to start off with. What do we got? We got red, which we'll use. We got 2 shades of purple. Oh, this is weird though. Like if I was shading, I mean, that's great. I got like a light purple and a dark purple, but the magic part, they changed to totally different colors. So let's see how this goes. Let's lay down the red first and the gory bits. Guess he's gonna have purple skin. So let's do that. Now that is the best I can do. It still looks really dark and muddy, but when I use my magic pen, let's see what happens. This is gonna get weird, probably. Definitely. To start off, I'm gonna do it like shading. I'm not gonna do the whole thing, so I'm just gonna like, on the left side of his face, just highlight. Whoa, that's very intense very quickly. That's sort of cool. Wow, I mean, it doesn't make any sense as far as what I've drawn, but it's cool. I mean, what is even happening? It's weird because they are weird color choices. At the same time, it makes it way more readable. I mean, already, as far as comparing the 2 artworks goes, way more intense, but way cooler. Like, I would definitely prefer to make something super epic with these. And of course, I have the option to do a little bit of just basic color and erasing if I want to. So this is at the top of my list so far, but we have one more to try out. That's so dodgy. That feels deceptive to me. Like you get this tab and you think, oh, it's full of markers. No, it's just surrounded by markers. What's in the middle? Oh, is this like an airbrush system? It is, it's an airbrush system. Okay, maybe that's cool. We get bonus points now. What is this one? This is color changing. Is it erasing? It is, it's both. I'm gonna use me light blue and dark blue. It's gonna draw a man, silhouette dude thing. Hello, look at me, I'm gonna be multicolored one day. That's what he's saying. That's pretty bleak, that's a crap drawing. Let's make it cooler by adding some details with my magic pen. Look at his little face, he's smiling. That's nice. Give him a t-shirt. don't want him to be naked. That's inappropriate. It reacts instantly, but it seems to drag the colors. Yeah, look at that. Ooh. So I think we have a winner. Oh, but I never got to go at me thing. This could still be worthwhile. Whoa. Not the most refined of tools, but neither am I. Alright, so we had our dabble. It's time to dive into it. I'm going to be working with these ones because they don't smear as much. Now, when getting stuck into it, I really like to immerse myself in my artwork, and one of my favorite ways to do that in the creative process is to actually listen to an audiobook. Now, I'm excited because this video is sponsored by Audible, and I'm extra excited because I just finished one of the coolest audiobooks I've listened to in a very long time. This is called The History of the Future. It's by Blake J. Harris, and you might remember a while back I remembered an audiobook called The Console Wars, which is about the history of Sega and Nintendo back in the 90s. This is by the same author, but it's the history of the more recent journey of Oculus and virtual reality. I'm a huge fan of Audible. I listen to it all the time. It's my go-to when I'm creating art and getting stuck into bigger projects, and it really is something I highly recommend for you guys if you haven't checked it out. So to try it out, just go to audible.com/Jazza or text Jazza to 500 if you're in the US, and you can get a free audiobook and 2 free Audible originals with your 30-day free trial. That is 3 for the price of none. That's right, that's pretty cool, huh? So you can check out the book that I just recommended, but I'll put more recommendations in the description of some of the favorite reads that I've had and listened to over the years. They have an unrivaled selection of audiobooks and Audible originals that you just can't get anywhere else. And you can get started with your audiobook and free trial with 2 free Audible originals by going to audible.com/Jazza or texting Jazza to 500. I'm gonna get started, stuck into it, and create something as epic as I possibly can and see if I can make some magic happen. So here is the result of working with the magic markers without the magic having been applied yet. We're about to find out if the magic markers are truly magic or just mediocre. Who knows? This may blow all of our expectations away, but just as a starting point, this is terrible. Now, this is my guess, but I feel like we're probably going to be able to create some interesting highlights, see something cool happening, and somewhere halfway through our process, it'll look reasonably cool, but then it'll probably start going downhill the more intense we get. But I could be wrong. So let's start by adding a little bit of highlightage just around the edge. I gotta say immediately, just seeing it react like that is pretty fun. Now you'll notice the wizard theme. That's because I thought it'd be sort of cool to like make a magician sorcerer who controls color. And as his powers grow, the colors of the picture are affected. This image tells a story as we go through these magic marker phases. And our first phase is just basic highlights. I actually forget all of the colors that these turn into. Oh my god, the skin's turning red. That's pretty brutal. Oh whoa, his beard turns pink. It changes really quick. It's quite fun to watch. Problem is it's sort of hard to know when to stop because making these changes is really satisfying. So I'm gonna stop there and let's call this phase 1. Actually, no, before I did anything, it should be phase 1. That was phase 1. This is phase 2 with our first attacking of the color thing with the magic pen. Now let's move on to phase 3. Oh, look at this. The magic's coming out of the staff. That's popping. That's pretty cool. And a storm is brewing. So the tricky trick I tried to do was to use 3 kinds of black on the sky. I used Sharpies to do the shadows, and then there are 2 kinds of black. There's one that turns pink, and one that turns invisible. Now the magic is sapping the world of its color, as the color mage is stealing it for his own purposes. I don't know if he's a good guy or a bad guy. He's just a magic guy. All right, I'm gonna stop there. I don't want to take it too far. That's phase 3. But here's a reminder again for you. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and last but not least, phase 4. We're just gonna go ballistic on this thing. Double wielding. Oh my god, that looks that works really well. Alright, let's take a look. Hey, that's pretty cool. I have to say, the sky thing works way better than I expected. I hoped it would look cool. That just actually immediately pops. And it's sapped the landscape of its color. That is cool. There you go. Phase 4. I know I said that was going to be the last one, but I think it would be foolish to not take it all the way and just pummel him with the rest of the magic stuff. Let's see what he looks like in his final form. We lose a lot of the punch that we sort of gain from doing the highlights and stuff, so it's definitely back to being a lot more muddy looking, but it's definitely intense. And let's just for fun flip back to phase 1. Back to this one, phase 5. I want to know what you guys think of this whole process. Are these magic markers truly magic, or are they a bit mediocre? They were definitely fun to play with, but can they be effective? You let me know if and at what stage they were most effective. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, or phase 5. But I'm gonna probably guess it's somewhere in the middle. Let me know down in the comments and vote in the poll, in the card. This has been a lot of fun. It's been a wild experiment, but effective, professional or not, it doesn't really matter, because really at the end of the day, this whole thing was about having a bit of a play around with some creativity. And what is creativity if it isn't just having a bit of a play sometimes? Speaking of which, if you enjoyed this little play session, make sure to like this video, and if you haven't, subscribe for more fun and playing with art and creativity. We get ambitious, we try new things, we try old things, sometimes we get a bit silly. There are other videos you might enjoy over there. I want to thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you later.